everybody, it's Trishaly, and I am out here in the pasture looking for Red, my horse, so I can go for a ride. Forgot my hat today, but I got my trusty rope, and as always, I have my camera. And so I'm totally PO'd right now, so I wanted to make this video to vent some of my frustration that I'm having, particularly with banks. I don't know, anybody that deals with the bank kind of, I'm sure, can relate to my frustration. But I'm having a situation because my bank doesn't really understand what I'm doing. I'm in Alberta, Canada, where right now we're experiencing an oil boom. And I think that our banks are used to dealing with a lot of money right now because of said oil boom. However, I'm doing something completely different from what they're used to seeing. I'm not showing up at the bank with a paycheck from some oil company, so they don't really understand. Right now, I have $450,000 sitting, sitting in a bank in Malaysia, and I am in the process of having that money transferred to Canada. And with my company, my solar power company, which the money is actually a donation towards product development for that company, and was donated by a billionaire that I actually contacted on Facebook. Thanks to Project AWOL's training and system, I developed a strategy to seek out investment via the internet, and actually it's kind of a long story, and I don't really have time to hold your hand and take you click by click of what I did. If you really want to know, you can join Project AWOL, access their training, and figure it out on your own, because I don't have time to hold hands. And I'll make videos talking about how I did it exactly. I've already made one or two, and you can seek out those videos and find that information for yourself. I don't have time to get on the phone with you and hold your hand and explain how it went down. And besides, it wouldn't work for you anyway, because you have probably a different business, if a business at all. You have different skills than me, different experience. And so you would have to take the information and come up with your own strategy to build wealth in your life, to attract abundance to you. So I'm not going to waste time on that. Anyway, so I have this money sitting there, and in my community here in Edmonton, Alberta, where everybody's making a lot of money during the oil boom, they don't really understand what I'm doing with this solar power thing. I think they think it's a waste of time, because there's already proven technology that works using fossil fuels. So why do you want to waste your time trying to make energy with the sun? We got an abundance of fossil fuel energy here in Canada. And I found Red. He's my little horsey. My little horsey there. So I'm gonna hop on and take him for a ride. But before I do, I still have to catch him. But before I do, I'll finish with my thoughts. So anyway, yeah, people are like, you're wasting your time with this solar power stuff. Like, we're in a place where there's oil and gas, and it's abundant and proven technology, and you should cash in on that. No thanks. So anyway, so yeah, I've gone to 2 different banks that I deal with, and the first one basically told me that, oh no, they shouldn't be asking you for a fee to send your money from Malaysia to Canada. Like, are you freaking kidding me? I've done quite a few wire transfers in the past. To go to Thailand, I had to wire transfer the money to Project AWOL leaders, and every time I did, because I had to make a couple of payments at the time to participate in the Thailand reality show that was made by Project AWOL. I had to do, I think, 2 or 3 separate wire transfers to make the payment for that trip, and each time that I did a wire transfer, I had to pay like over $100 or something as a fee. And so obviously I was sending less than $5,000 at a time. And so when you're sending like more than $100,000, obviously the fee is going to be a lot more. So it's like over $1,000 this fee to transfer money from Malaysia. And our bank was telling us that, oh no, you shouldn't have to pay this fee. And then she's like, well, let me look into it and see if we can get your money without the fee. And then basically we were called back and we were told that basically we don't want your money at our bank. There was mention of terrorism, money laundering, fraud, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, this is unbelievable. They don't want my freaking money at that bank. Well, too bad, they're gonna get it, because I went to another bank that is more of an international bank, and they understand how these things work, and they said that no, that if we pay this transfer fee, that yes, you do have to always pay a transfer fee when you do a wire transfer from bank to bank, and you should be able to do a wire transfer from any financial institution to any other financial institution. It doesn't matter that it's a credit union and not a bank, that we should still be able to send our money there. So that's what we're going to be doing. And she said that the bank that you send the money to has nothing to say about it. They have no involvement in the wire transfer. It's the bank in Malaysia that will handle everything, and the money will just appear at the credit union, and they won't be able to say, no, we don't want it, because it's my account, and they're not really allowed to prevent funds from showing up in my own bank account, my own corporate bank account. And another thing that made me a little bit crazy that happened with the bank is that this lady was talking about she was like, I was telling her that I finally found investment, actually in the form of a donation, and that I was going to be bringing this money over from Asia. And she was like, oh, and I was like, well, I remember when I opened this account, I told you about how much money was going to be going through it, and it was right before I went to Texas, and I actually like really believed that I was going to find investors in Texas. And so I got all the information for doing an international funds transfer, so that when I was in Texas, these Texas oil billionaires were going to come and transfer all this money for me to invest in this new solar power that I had. And that didn't happen, but 3 years later it did happen. So I believed, and I was right in my belief that I was going to find wealthy people that wanted to support our vision. I was right about that. However, I had the time a little bit off. So 3 years later, I show up and I'm like, okay, I finally got this money I was telling you about that's coming into this account, just like I said, a little bit later than I thought. And what she said to me was, oh, well, dreams do come true. I was like, what? I was mad. I bit my tongue and I kept my cool and I stayed calm. But I was like, are you freaking kidding me, lady? Do you really think that I've been laying around dreaming for the last 3 years? I've been chasing my tail all over the world and all over the internet trying to figure out where I was going to get this money to get this company freaking going. And now I've got it, and you're sitting here telling me dreams come true like I just freaking won the lottery or something? No, I don't think so. And then, well, the thing that I understand is that these ladies at the bank, I'm sure, are just as frustrated with me as I am with them, because I'm sure they believe that I've fallen for some kind of scam, that there's these international con artists that are after my money, which I don't even freaking have any right now. Well, I shouldn't say that. I have a ton of assets. I have IP, which is the most valuable thing that a person can have, way more valuable than a bank account full of money. But I'm like, no, this is not a lottery. My dreams did not come true. I have worked my tail off. I've been chasing all over the world and all over the internet looking for this type of investment or help for my business, and I finally found it after striving for years looking for it. And you're gonna tell me, oh, dreams come true? Like I freaking, you know, there was dreaming involved with making this this abundance of wealth flow into my life. There was some dreaming definitely involved with making it happen. However, there's also a lot of blood, sweat, tears, risk, living on the edge, freaking going to seminars to better myself as a business person rather than pay my rent, rather than buy groceries for my kids. I've been off in search of investment and education to make my business and my vision come to reality. So this nonsense about, oh, dreams come true, take it and shove it. I'm serious. Oh, I was mad about that. But like I said, these bankers are super frustrated with me too. And all of them that I've talked to have pretty much mentioned fraud. They mentioned terrorism. They mentioned money laundering. They mentioned all of this BS where I'm going like, what are you talking about? And I'm just shaking my head because they're, well, what I think, because this is how I would feel if I was working at a bank for $20 or $30 an hour, looking at the next 40 years of being in that bank every single day, dealing with people like me that make way more money than them on a regular basis. I'm pretty sure myself personally, I don't know, some people are maybe real more virtuous than I am and might not feel this way, but personally I would be sitting there looking at some lady that was coming in smelling like horse, telling me that she's got, you know, $500,000 sitting in a bank in Malaysia and she wants to bring it to Canada and get ready to live her life on Easy Street, which is not going to happen, but that's probably what I would be thinking if somebody was coming in and telling me this. And I would be looking at it like, wow, you just like, you think you won the lottery, but I don't think you did, because I would be feeling jealous. And so I would probably be saying that, yeah, you know, this could be fraud. Be really careful. Watch out. People are out to get you. You know, the world isn't a good place like you think it is. There's not billionaires out there that just give their money away. There's no such thing as philanthropy. It doesn't exist. Don't get your hopes up. This bank account in Malaysia isn't real. All those zeros on the internet, just because they say you're yours, that they're yours, doesn't, you know, the internet lies. Like, everything on the internet's a scam, don't you know? It's fraud. And so, like, okay, this mentality, oh my gosh, people, it's got to go. So I'm like at the point where I'm like, oh, and the other thing the lady at the bank said, and I was laughing about this. I was really tempted to say something to her, but I kept my cool and I relaxed. But she basically was, this lady at the credit union was basically saying that, well, the only thing that you can do is go to Malaysia. You're going to have to go to Malaysia to the bank in person and have the money transferred over here. And I'm thinking, awesome! And she's like, yeah, I'm really sorry that we can't help you, blah, 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 blah. And I'm thinking like, she's all feeling sorry for me because I get to go to Malaysia? Like, hello, I'm like totally stoked about going to Malaysia to get my money. That's freaking awesome. Now I gotta find a way to freaking get myself to Malaysia so I can transfer my money here to Canada. Well, apparently the other bank explained that I don't have to do that. But at the time, she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. This is bad news for you. And I'm thinking, this is the best news I had all day. I'm taking a trip to Malaysia. This is awesome. But anyway, it turns out that I don't have to go to Malaysia in person to get my money sent over. I have to pay a transfer fee to the bank in Malaysia, and then I have a gentleman there that is going to handle the wire transfer for me that works for the bank, and probably he charges a fee out of that as well for his efforts, and I'm perfectly happy to pay that. And my money is going to show up in that credit union, and they are probably going to breach their confidentiality rules and call the government and say, this girl just got all this money from Asia and we think there's fraud involved, so you better investigate her. And yeah, awesome, go ahead and do that, because apparently my partner studied finances with an institution, and he actually used to work for the Royal Bank, and so he had to take their tests and stuff for regulation of being able to like sell insurance and mutual funds and all that kind of stuff. So he knows about this stuff, and he knows that they're not allowed to do that. So if the government comes after me and I find out that this bank called them and told them about this donation, which should be tax exempt because it is not an investment, it is a donation. So if they come after me about this, then I know that my bank breached the confidentiality agreement, which is in the fine print of all banking documents. Then I can sue their butts and say, hey, you're freaking snooping around my stuff and sharing it out there and telling people about what's going on, which is none of your business and which is illegal for you to do because you're breaching confidentiality with your bank clients here. So anyway, let's see if they do that. So I guess that's my little rant about the banks. I don't really have much more to say, but I'm getting this money sent over here this week, and I'm going to be putting it to good use, paying for more patents, and actually, because I have to thank these ladies at the bank and their disbelief in what we're doing, because they have opened my eyes to the fact that businesses here where I'm living are not friendly towards what we're trying to do, because we're stirring the pot, we're messing with the status quo. And if the banks dislike it that much, what are the oil companies going to think about what we're doing? What are the news media going to think about what we're doing? So actually, thanks to this bad attitude, well, in my opinion, this negativity that came from our banks, thanks to that, we've actually decided that not to set up our manufacturing here, but to go to Malaysia or somewhere in Asia where people actually are looking for solutions to the energy crisis, that are not interested in profiting off oil, gas, and coal because they see the damage that it's doing to the environment. So whereas we don't see that so much here in Canada because we're much, much more sparsely populated than Asia. So in Asia, they really see the impact right away, and they understand and are looking for solutions, which we are offering. So it's looking like I will be headed to Malaysia, and I will be setting up manufacturing there instead of on my farm, which is what I originally planned. But something I learned from Think and Grow Rich, which I was turned on to by Project AWOL. I've been studying that book since I went to Thailand, and something I learned from it is that it is super important to have a business plan, but you're stupid to follow the business plan. You have to be flexible. If you've got your business plan sitting there and you're like, this is the plan, this is what we're doing, and that's it, you're going to be in big trouble, because the market's always changing. The needs of your customers are always changing, and you have to be adaptable and flexible to those changes in order to be successful in any kind of business. So anyway, I'm super excited to be going to Malaysia, and I look forward to sharing with you all the experiences that I'm having via the internet. It's just awesome, and it's all thanks to Project AWOL. And so if you're interested in what I'm doing at all, the best thing to do would be to join me in Project AWOL, and then, and only then, only once you are subscribed to Project AWOL, then I will get on the phone with you and I will answer any of your questions whatsoever. But until that point, I really don't have time. So I've got my horse here to ride, and I would much, much rather be out here in the pasture riding my horse than explaining to you how to build a business with the internet and how to achieve the miraculous results using the law of attraction that I have achieved. I'm not just doing that for anybody. If you're on my team, I was perfectly happy to teach you the things that I've learned and show you where to get the information that I have used to create these phenomenal results in my life and my business. And so if you would like to have that kind of access to me, you need to click the link somewhere around this video for Project AWOL and get started, and then I will get on a phone call with you and I'll be happy to answer all your questions. In the meantime, if you're not interested in that, you can get a lot of the information about what I'm doing and how I'm doing it just by watching all these videos that I'm posting all over the internet. So subscribe to my channel and check out all my other videos and find out more about what my vision is for a brighter future for everybody, every person, every animal, every plant, and every single square inch of this beautiful planet that we refer to as Earth. So go out there and make it a great day. Click the link and get some more information. Find out more about what I'm doing. Sign up for Project AWOL, and if I don't see you in the future, I will see you out here in the pasture with my buddy Red or some of my other equine friends. Thanks so much for watching, and make it a great day.